It's like Christmas all over again. Let's see what I got to play with. Okay gang, welcome to the hideout, and we're going to talk about a Sig P210 Carry today. That's right, it's the carry model of the legendary Sig P210. Got a lot to talk about, but before we get started, please guys, click subscribe if you have not. Click that little ringy dingy so you get your notification. Check us out at sgt1911.com. Right there, sgt1911.com. Alright. Here we go, Sig P210. The Sig, can't talk about it without talking about the Sig full-size legendary P210. Coming out, first made, I think they called it Pistole 47 or something like that. The Swiss made it. Not used by a lot of people, mostly high quality, highly elite guard units, stuff like that. It's an absolutely outstanding pistol. If you guys have never shot a full-size P210, you need to borrow one and go find somebody and they'll let you shoot it because they'll be proud of it. But today we're talking about its little brother, recently released P210 Carry. Now here it is. We're going to have a nice look at it. Those of you who are familiar with the P210, it is almost an identical handgun to the original P210. I'm going to show you the differences. Right here's one of them. It's shorter. It's about 1 inch shorter. That's it. That is it. It uses the same 8+1 magazines. That's right. We're going to take some of the original 210 magazines out to the range with us in a little bit. Pistol grips. Most of the Sig P210s I've seen have wooden grips. These are a polymer grip. Now, I'm almost going to bet, I would have to get one out and see, I'm almost going to bet you could potentially, I'm not saying you can, replace these grips with original P210 grips. I don't know if you want wood. This is not wood. This is a nice textured, let's see if I can get up there, you can see, it's got texture here, back strap, front strap. Got a little kicker right here. See if you can see that little kicker right there. So when you get the magazine in, got a nice, see that finger sits right in there. Now if you got big monkey paws, it might not, or you got need to be fingers, it may stick down here. But my hand fits in there really, really comfortable, really, really nice. Got a square trigger guard, a little bit different. The shape of this thing follows the traditional lines. I guess I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of roll it. So you can see the shape of the slide as it goes around and the shape of the frame. It's not round, it's not square, but it's got some beveled edges on there that kind of make it interesting. I'm trying to really give you guys a good, it's hard to show you something that you really enjoy like this. Look at this opening right here. It's half of the dang gum slide. It comes all the way down this slide, all the way across the top. That's a big, big ejection port. The slide is kind of like this. It is like the P210. It's almost like a CZ. If you guys are familiar with the CZs, the slide rides down inside the frame. Not up on top, rides down in it. Nice full length guy right there. That barrel does have very, very little wiggle in it. It's a nice little handgun, and I tell you what, it just fits good. Now, the trigger. We're going to do a little comparison here. The trigger, this thing does not just slide back. It rocks. You can see it rocks from a pin or a hinge or something up in this area. It's not slide back like a 1911. But yet it does have big beaver tail like a 1911. And on this side, you can see the safety and the slide lock or slide release are already in the same place as the 1911. As a matter of fact, I've got a commander size 1911 that I want to stick up here, and I know they're different. We're not talking about the differences though. What I want you to look at is the similarities. Look at the size of this thing. It is a commander size Sig. is what it is. If I drew on a piece of paper the outline of this one and the outline of this one, the chances are you might not tell the difference by just looking at a silhouette. Now, if you turn them around this way, they're very, very close to being the same length, same width, same size. Now, here's where you find your difference. Look at the width of these pistol grips versus the width of that pistol grip. Now, these are aftermarket pistol grips, so you could get thinner and thin this pistol up some, but we're not. But it is the size. Matter of fact, it is so close to the silhouette and outline of a 1911. And you guys remember I did a video of a holster that wouldn't hold my 1911 secure. It fits it and I still use it, but what's this Sig going in this 1911 holster? Won't work that way with my 1911. It works that way with this Sig. This 19, it's a commander size weapon is what it is. It's a single stack, 8+1 9mm. That's the only thing I'm thinking could be a drawback. But it is absolutely extremely sweet gun. Now, there is a con. Other than, 9mm small capacity. Now, everybody will go out and buy the Glock, 43s that's got almost no capacity, or maybe some of the other handguns, a Ruger or something, and they're happy with that low capacity 9mm because the 9mm is so fast. But most of the people will tell you they want a 9mm because they get a large capacity. This is not that. This is a 9mm standard 8+1 capacity. So if you're thinking 9mm large capacity, this is not that handgun. If you're thinking a nice handgun that feels good in your hand, man, this is it. It is absolutely, when you pick it up, you know immediately the weight's in the right place, the ergonomics could not be better. When you rack the slide, you know it is slick and you know it's there. But now, let's get back down to this issue that I'm a little concerned with. 1911, similarities, look on this side. Safety, slide release, hammer back. That's the way I carry it, cocked and locked, right? I do not have to chamber one. Bad guys done got me beat to death or shot in the head. But at the same time, what? Single action. All right, same thing with a Sig 210. Now, this is important to me as a self-defense weapon. I can carry this way, cocked, and I can lock. But there is no other safety here. So with a 1911, you've got one additional safety. I can have it here. It can somehow come off of safe, but because this safety here is not engaged, it still won't fire. A little bit safer than this. This can be cocked, the safety can come off, then it fires. So I'm missing one safety that I do like on the 1911. So is this going to be my carry gun? I imagine I'll carry it on occasion just simply because I absolutely love the way it feels. I can anticipate, because I've shot Big Brother, I'm going to love the way it shoots. It's going to be a tough decision whether to carry or not, because I carry cocked and locked. I train cocked and locked. If I'm going to carry this, I need to put this 1911 to the side and train with this, simply because how am I going to carry? Cocked and locked, I don't know how comfortable I am with that, because this is the only safety. It's not a double action, so I can't just pick it up and start pulling the trigger like I can, say, a Shadow system or even a Glock. I can't do it. Well, how am I going to carry? I'm either going to have to train myself to pull the trigger, or I'm going to have to train myself to rack the slide, or I'm going to have to get comfortable with it carried cocked and locked and knowing that this safety is the only thing I got. So I don't know. I can tell you this, I'm not going to carry on an empty chamber, and I'm not going to carry unless it's cocked and locked. That's the only way I will carry is cocked and locked. Every other way defeats the purpose. So for a carry gun, Man, I would like to. I don't know, because I'm really, I don't know about that cocked and locked. This, I feel mentally safe cocked and locked, because I know safety's off, still not gonna go off, unless you intentionally do it. This may be different. Now, one thing I am gonna do for you, we talked about this trigger being, it rocks versus one that slides. This 1911 trigger just slides straight back. So when you do a trigger pull, I did one and I was a bit, it took me a minute, because when I pull this trigger in my hand, I'm realizing that is a very nice trigger. But when I do a trigger pull on it, hell, it's pulling out there freaking stupid numbers. I'm thinking I'm doing something wrong. Well, then I remembered I can't pull straight back. I've got to pull in the way that the trigger moves. And you can tell it with your finger when you pull the trigger, it's a rocking motion back there. It's not just jerking it back or pulling it back. So I'm gonna do a trigger pull. I might do a couple. Let's see how it does. I mean, I'm thinking this thing is really nice, but what I got to do is I've got to do it in the right way. I've got to pull that trigger, if I can get it, in a way that it rocks in its natural pull to get, there you go. It's under 4 pounds, 3.1 out there. So, I mean, this thing has really got a nice trigger on it, straight out of the box, unfired. I'm excited to shoot it, carry it. Man, I want to. I really want to carry it. I just don't know yet. I'm undecided. Hell, I could just walk around all day with it in my hand, though. That made me feel good. But anyway, let's go outside. I don't know what else to say about it. Let me see if I can just give you once over. It's checkered. There's serrations in front, serrations in the back. I don't know if we had a look at the sights. See if we can get the sights there. It's going to take down similar to a 1911. There is no barrel lug nut on it. You're going to slide it back and push that out. It's got a nice slide release. It's not too strong. Big beaver tail. Itty bitty hammer in there. Nice all-around handgun. Magazine 8+1. It's got the little kicker on there for your hand. I like it. I like it a lot. You know, unless this thing just something stupid happens out at the range, I'm really going to be saying this is it's worth the investment. So let's go outside in the sun. Okay, we moved out to the range with the Sig P210 Carry. I'm pretty excited to do it. Now, we talked just a little bit about the trigger inside, but I didn't do a good enough job, to be honest with you. Now, when I first did the trigger pull, I knew when I did it, it was wrong, because I did not pull this trigger right. I pulled this trigger directly backly, redneck. But I pulled this back, and it measured heavy. But when I did it right, to where you measure the trigger the way it swings, it was like 3.5 pounds. So this thing has got a really nice trigger. You can feel it in your fingers when you pull it. But I knew when I did that, you know, it just wasn't right. You know, redneck that I am what I am, and that's the way I am. But here we go. We're going to shoot the Pig 210 Carry. I'm pretty excited to do it. The only thing, look at that grease in there. That's some nasty looking crap in it. But anyway, I'm pretty excited to shoot it. I think it's the only thing I can tell you right now that I'm not real fond of. It's just that 9mm with 8+1, it just doesn't have it. But you know, guys, you know, I think a 22 Magnum or a 22 short will do the job if it's shot placement. We're going to put the hearing protection on and shoot it. I did rob 2 magazines from the regular or full-size P210. Man, I'm just not with it today. I'm got that redneck crap going on. Let's see what happens. All right, put it on safe. I like that safety. Look how that thing is just right there, like that. Just look at that. I mean, you ain't got to do the fingertip. Off there. You ain't got to do the fingertip or anything. It's just, bam, there it is. Here we go. And there it is. I'm telling you what, it shoots just exactly the way I thought it would. It's smooth as butter, but yet it's still not that full size P210 because it just doesn't have the weight on it. And you know, you can expect that. Man, it really does shoot nice. You know, I've shot a lot of SIGs. I've got the 220, I like it. There's the 17s and the 365s, and SIG goes on and on and on. But man, these 210s are really, really something. And you guys will know, my favorite out of the box 1911 is a SIG. Man, they just burn up too quick. You know, I think this thing, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When I went up to the gun shop, I looked there and they had that X10, and I've been kind of talking about it with one of the subscribers a little bit. He's kind of interested in it. I picked it up, and to be honest, I looked at it, and man, it just didn't have the feel that I was looking for. It felt more like one of the M17s, M18, heavy block on the end. And like I said, this is not an X10 review, but what happened was then I picked this up. This thing was just about twice the price of an X10. But it's also more than twice the gun, I can tell you that right now. Notably, I hadn't shot the X10, and unless somebody else has one, I probably won't. Man, I tell you what, you give me a nice handgun, I'll light its ass up. Man, you know, a nice handgun really makes a difference. Now, you can always practice with something that doesn't have a quality. But it's like a lot of other things, like Grandpa said, you pay a nickel for something, you get a nickel's worth. The quality in this handgun, I'm really pleased with at this point. Yep, this is the first rounds to go down range. Something could go wrong, but man, I'm really, really liking this little handgun. There we go. Come out this morning, burnt some ammo. Have a good look at it before we finish up. I really like the contour of these. These are right off of a regular 210. I am pretty sure 210 grips, if you want to change those out to a nice wooden grip, they would look good. But I don't know that you should. I mean, just carry it and see. Make an excellent carry gun. Capacity, you know, here's the deal. Good guy with a gun beats a bad guy with a gun any day. You know, it does have a little bit of weight on it, so you could grab it and whip somebody's ass with it. It's not a 1911, I grant it, but it is a finely tuned, nice handgun. Single stack, 9mm, P210 carry. Till we shoot together again, shoot safe and shoot straight.